Last year, I did a story about Liz Azeltine, a 21-year-old career girl who in her spare time is the only woman in California playing on a senior men's hockey team. Because I'd been a bit of a hockey player myself as a youngster in that story, I decided to skate against Liz to see if she could stand up to an old pro. At the end of the game, she was the only one standing up. Well, after Liz's story aired, I heard from some people in Florida who asked me if I had the courage to try to play hockey Florida style. I told them I could play hockey any style without fear. What I found out, though, after I accepted, is that I would also have to play without skates, without a helmet, without protection of any kind. Instead, down there, players wear bathing suits, fins, and snorkels. The water never gets cold enough to become ice, so in Florida, they play underwater hockey. I'm interested in hockey in any form, and this looks like a very interesting form. I was so anxious to get in to see the action, I tried to cut into the middle of the line and was glad to see someone recognize me from the show.
Excuse me, the back line's over that way. At the end?
Today's grudge match between Palm Beach and West Palm Beach brought out the fans in full force and the cheerleaders in full voice. Happily, women are also encouraged to push their sticks.
We even make it compulsory that there be a woman always playing. A woman can play, even if she's only 16 years old, just as well as a solid, put-together 30-year-old physical athletic director of a local gym.
I certainly don't go down there to try to muscle the puck away from them. What I try to do is outmaneuver them.
My specialty, I would say, is just showing aggression because the men are not ready for a girl to go down there and just get right in there and grab the puck and give it all you got.
To get a feel for the game, I sat in the stands for a while where I had a hard time getting a view of the game. This used to be a common complaint that some fans recently resolved. Instead of sitting in bleachers, the more passionate spectators now float in underwater loges.
We have 200 people ringing the hockey court with masks and snorkels, and they'll actually be watching the game just as if they were watching a basketball game on the court.
I could see it would require a lot of stamina to push a 2.5-pound brass puck around 12 feet underwater. Like ice hockey, there were penalties, but unlike ice hockey, there were no goalies, just goal lines, but it was still tough to score. With the score tied 1-1 at the end of the first period, I asked people inside and outside the pool area what they thought about underwater hockey.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds good.
I think it's great, and living in Florida, being in the water is good, clean fun.
Well, my boyfriend says it's kind of fun. He keeps trying to get me to play, but I keep telling him to play in a bathtub. I'd rather do it there.
Oh, I want to get in that. Yeah, I'll join that.
I thought it would be a little more exciting if they removed the drawstrings from the top of the swim trunks, and then when they dove under, we wait for them to come back up and see what happens. That's right.
Indeed, a couple of the players told me the underwater spectators sometimes accidentally get to see more than hockey.
One of the hazards is these fins that we use sometimes propel us so fast that our suits have a tendency to slip almost off sometimes. Nobody seems to care or mind about it. We keep on playing.
I find wearing the suit once in a while to be very beneficial because it has a tendency to slide to the side. And when you're playing the game, you can't keep an eye on your bathing suit and the puck at the same time. We have won a few games because of it.
Score!
Palm Beach was ahead 3-2 with 1 period to go when I was asked if I was finally ready to suit up. Not being one to turn down a challenge, I headed for the dressing room. I figured if I could skate in a rink, I could certainly sink in a pool. The equipment took some getting used to, however. The tightness of the snorkel made it rather difficult to hear the roar of the crowd. Wearing the fins, though, made me want to get in the water to swim, because I couldn't walk in them. After getting some last-minute advice and some last-minute instructions from my teammates, the game resumed. I wasn't breaking any of Mark Spitz's records, but I followed Stephanie as her winger as quickly as I could. The water was cool and stimulating. I was beginning to feel the excitement, the challenge, the cramps. I could see the puck and the action 12 feet below, so I dove. And I dove again. The first dive, I got down about 2 feet. My lungs got down about 10. When I caught my breath and found my snorkel, I tried again. It was turning out to be tougher than I thought. Not only couldn't I get down to get my hands in the puck, I couldn't keep my hands in the stick. In ice hockey, when you're injured or exhausted, you sit on the bench for a while, breathing oxygen. In underwater hockey, I found out injury and exhaustion is handled differently and may just be the best part of this game.